Welcome back, traders, to my market outlook on index futures for the week of January 19th. Now, last week I was able to call the rally for CPI Wednesday and the Thursday decline. However, I did not expect the rally on Friday, so I want to take my time this week to carefully analyze the charts, and I want to frame both sides, giving you the key PD arrays that I'm watching. But first, let's take a quick look at the economic calendar. So as you can see, Monday is a holiday, and then Tuesday lacks any kind of news. Wednesday is also lackluster. So I'm thinking the first half of the week will be mostly consolidation. And then we have Thursday, we have initial jobless claims, and then Friday we also have some high impact news as well. So I'm expecting Thursday and Friday to give us the volatility for the week. And with that in mind, let's take a look at S&P. Here's S&P on the daily chart. First thing I want to note is the liquidity. We have buy side above this high, and then we have sell side liquidity below these relative lows. Technically, we have sell side below this swing low, but I do like how these are relatively equal. Also, I found it interesting how this swing low stopped just short of the monthly change in the state of delivery. But with this swing low, we swept the sell side here. We rebalanced this daily fair value gap. And then we traded above all of these down candles and closed above this daily order block. So because of all that, I'm inclined to have a bullish bias on S&P, targeting the buy side. However, from the economic calendar, there is a lack of news drivers in the first half of the week. Therefore, I'm expecting price to first decline. And the obvious place to decline to is this fairly large fair value gap. Now, the classic fair value gap is actually up here, but I have mine extended down here so I can include this small little volume imbalance. Ideally, we won't even come back all the way down here. In fact, if we do start trading below this fair value gap, especially if we close below it, then I'm willing to admit that my bias is wrong, and I will turn my attention to the sell side. But as long as this fair value gap is not violated, I will look for Thursday and Friday to give us the volatility to run for the buy side. And then once this high is taken, I want to monitor price to see if we will head higher for this swing high. And then this area right here is pretty blocky, so potentially we could run for the liquidity pool above here, giving us a new all-time high. Probably not this week, so let's not get too ahead of ourselves. First, my first target is just going to be this swing high right here. Now moving on to Nasdaq on the daily, we've had a similar move where we swept the liquidity below these lows, and then we've traded above these previous SIBs into this daily order block. But note, we have not closed above the mean threshold just yet, so we could have just traded back to this order block for a premium price before diving for the sell side below these equal lows. Now sell side is here below these equal lows. It just looks too perfect. And then the buy side is above this swing high right here. Now Nasdaq is not as obvious to me as S&P, but since I want to be bullish on S&P, I think it's only appropriate for me to lean on the bullish side with Nasdaq as well. And if I were to anticipate the same type of move, I would want to see Tuesday and Wednesday to retrace down to this daily fair value gap. I would prefer that we only wick into it rather than have a body lay on top of it. But if we do close below this fair value gap, then I will question the bias and perhaps look for the sell side. But if everything goes according to plan, then Thursday and Friday, I will want to see a rally head for my buy side targets. Until that happens, I don't really want to think whether or not it will go to the next swing high or not. So that's it for me this week. I've outlined both sides of the marketplace, framing around the economic calendar. I've given you my initial bias and where I will consider the bias to be invalid. I hope you were able to take something away from this video and that I've earned your like and subscription. Make sure to have notifications turned on so you'll be notified as soon as I release my next analysis. But until next time, safe trading.